My name is Dr. Sophia Reed, and I'm a radiologist at one of the top hospitals in Chicago. I've spent the last decade staring at grainy black and white images that hold the secrets of people's lives, tumors lurking in shadows, bones fractured by unseen forces, and yes, the tiny miracles of unborn babies kicking in their mother's wombs. It's a job that demands precision, detachment, and an unflinching eye for the truth. But nothing in my training prepared me for the day I attended my sister's gender reveal party. My sister, Lydia, has always been the golden child in our family, or at least, that's how she painted it. 2 years younger than me, she was the one who got the effortless beauty, the charm that could disarm a room, and the luck that seemed to follow her like a loyal shadow. Growing up, she stole my clothes, my friends, and once, even my high school boyfriend, laughing it off as sisterly fun. I forgave her back then because that's what sisters do, right? But as adults, the cracks deepened. Lydia married Marcus Hale, a successful tech entrepreneur, 5 years ago. He was kind, ambitious, and utterly devoted to her. Me. I buried myself in work, building a career while she built a picture-perfect life on social media, lavish vacations, designer outfits, and now, the announcement of their first child. The invitation to the gender reveal came via a glittery pink and blue envelope, complete with a sonogram teaser. "Come celebrate our little miracle," it read. I almost declined. Our relationship had soured after Lydia borrowed money from our parents' estate without telling me, claiming it was for her wedding. But Marcus called personally, his voice warm and pleading. "Sophia, Lydia really wants you there. It would mean the world to us." Guilt won out. I showed up at their sprawling suburban home on a sunny Saturday afternoon, the backyard transformed into a pastel wonderland. Balloons bobbed in the breeze, a cake towered like a sugary monument, and guests milled about with champagne flutes, oohing and awing over Lydia's baby bump. She spotted me immediately, waddling over in a flowing maternity dress that screamed influencer mom. "Sophia, you made it," she squealed, pulling me into a hug that felt more performative than genuine. Her belly pressed against me, firm, round, authentic enough. Come, you have to see the ultrasound. It's our little girl. Isn't she beautiful?" She thrust the printout into my hands, her eyes sparkling with that trademark Lydia glow. The guests gathered around, murmuring excitedly. I glanced down at the image, expecting the usual fuzzy outline of a fetus in profile. But as my trained eyes scanned the details, the gestational age markers, the fetal measurements, the anatomical structures, my blood ran cold. This wasn't right. Not at all. The ultrasound showed a healthy fetus, all right, but the gender? Lydia had announced it was a girl, complete with pink confetti cannons ready to burst. Yet there, clear as day in the transverse view, was unmistakable male anatomy. A boy. But that wasn't what chilled me to my core. No, it was the metadata etched in the corner. The patient's name wasn't Lydia Hale. It read, Amanda Voss, with a date from 8 months ago, far too early for Lydia's claimed conception timeline. And the hospital logo. It was from a clinic in a neighboring state, one I'd never heard her mention. My mind raced. Was this a mix-up? A printing error? But no, ultrasounds don't lie like that. As a radiologist, I knew the protocols inside out. These images are watermarked, time-stamped, and patient-specific. This wasn't Lydia's baby. Hell, this wasn't even her ultrasound. She'd handed me a stolen scan, probably plucked from online or a friend's file, doctored just enough to pass a casual glance. But why? The pieces clicked. Lydia's pregnancy announcements had been suspiciously timed, her bump appearing overnight after a spa retreat. And Marcus, poor, trusting Marcus, who had confided in me last Christmas about their fertility struggles, how Lydia insisted on natural conception despite his suggestions for IVF. I forced a smile, handing the printout back. "She's stunning, LYD. Congrats." But inside, rage simmered. This wasn't just a lie. It was a betrayal on a cosmic scale. Lydia had always taken what wasn't hers, but faking a pregnancy, trapping Marcus in a web of deceit, I couldn't let it slide. Not this time. As the party buzzed on, I pulled Marcus aside during a lull, steering him toward the quiet study. "We need to talk. Now," I whispered, my voice steady despite the storm inside. He frowned, his easy smile fading. "Sophia, What's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. I closed the door behind us, pulling out my phone where I'd snapped a discreet photo of the ultrasound. Marcus, look at this. Really, look. He took the phone, squinting. It's the same one Lydia showed everyone. Our little girl. No, I interrupted, pointing to the name. Amanda Voss. Not Lydia Hale. And the date? 8 months ago. Your wife announced her pregnancy 6 months back. This isn't hers. His face drained of color, the phone trembling in his hand. What? That can't be. Maybe it's a mistake. The tech must have. I shook my head. I'm a radiologist, Marcus. I read these every day. This is no mistake. Lydia's faking it. The bump. Probably a prosthetic. I've seen cases like this in psych evals, pseudocyesis, or worse, Munchausen syndrome. But this feels deliberate. He slumped into a chair, burying his face in his hands. Why? We've been trying for years. She said the test was positive, showed me the stick. We celebrated. My heart ached for him, but the anger toward Lydia fueled me. She's always been like this, needing the spotlight, twisting reality to fit her narrative. Remember when she claimed that promotion at work, only for it to be someone else's? This is bigger. She's scamming you, Marcus. Maybe for the attention, maybe for something else. He looked up, eyes red-rimmed. What do I do? The party's still going. Everyone's out there waiting for the reveal. I placed a hand on his shoulder. Confront her, but smartly. Let me help. We hatched a plan right there, in the dim light of the study. Marcus would play along until the big moment, the cannon pop. I'd slip away, gather evidence. As a doctor, I had access to databases. A quick call to a colleague confirmed the clinic's records were real. Amanda Voss was a real patient, her ultrasound public in an anonymized medical forum Lydia must have swiped it from. Back in the yard, the crowd gathered. Lydia beamed, handing Marcus the confetti cannon. Ready, babe? Our princess is coming. He forced a grin, twisting the handle. Pink confetti exploded everywhere, guests cheering. But as the pink dust settled, Marcus's expression hardened. Everyone wait, he announced, voice booming. There's been a mistake. The crowd hushed. Lydia's smile faltered. What? Marcus, what are you? He held up the ultrasound printout, now projected on a screen via his phone for all to see. I texted him the zoomed-in metadata. This isn't our baby. It's not even Lydia's. Sophia spotted it. The name's wrong. The date's wrong. Lydia, why? Gasps rippled through the guests. Lydia's face twisted from confusion to fury. That's ridiculous. Sophia, you jealous bitch. Always trying to ruin my happiness. But the evidence was damning. Whispers turned to murmurs as people pulled out their phones, zooming in. One guest, a nurse friend of mine, nodded knowingly. Yeah, that's not right. Patient ID doesn't match. Lydia lunged for the printout, but Marcus stepped back. Is it true? Have you been lying this whole time? Tears streamed down her face, crocodile tears, I knew. I wanted it so bad. For us. The pressure. Everyone expecting. No, Marcus cut in, his voice steel. You wanted the likes, the gifts, the attention. But this, faking a child. We're done. The party dissolved into chaos. Guests trickled out, murmuring apologies. Lydia's friends, mostly influencers, distanced themselves, phones already buzzing with gossip. I watched from the sidelines as Marcus packed a bag, leaving her sobbing in the confetti-strewn grass. But that was just the beginning of my revenge. See, Lydia had crossed me one too many times. That borrowed inheritance, it was meant for my medical school loans. I'd let it go, but now? Game on. Over the next weeks, I dug deeper. Using my connections, I uncovered more. Lydia had been siphoning money from Marcus's business accounts, funneling it into a secret fund for baby expenses that never existed. Fake doctor's notes, purchased prosthetics from online shops. Her browser history, which Marcus shared, painted a picture of calculated deception. I didn't stop at exposure. I tipped off the IRS about her undeclared influencer income, hidden behind the pregnancy facade. Her social media empire crumbled as sponsors dropped her, hashtags like #FakeBump trending. Marcus filed for divorce, citing fraud, and with my testimony as an expert witness, he won everything. The house, the assets, even custody of their dog, which she claimed as her emotional support during pregnancy. Lydia tried to fight back, spreading lies about me online. My sister's a bitter spinster ruining my life. But the truth was out, backed by irrefutable evidence. Her followers deserted her, her reputation in tatters. Last I heard, she was crashing on a cousin's couch, begging for gigs that never came. As for me, I attended Marcus's housewarming party 6 months later, his new place free of lies. He raised a glass in my direction. To Sophia, the real hero. I smiled, sipping my wine. Revenge isn't always sweet. Sometimes it's cold, calculated, like reading an ultrasound. But damn, it felt good to finally expose the shadows Lydia had cast over us all. And if you're wondering about the real Amanda Voss, her baby boy was born healthy, oblivious to the drama his image sparked. Life goes on, but for Lydia, the reveal was permanent, the end of her fairy tale, courtesy of her overlooked sister.